Welcome to this channel. Mau belajar bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris dengan cara yang seru, santai, dan mudah dipahami? You're in the right place. Belajar kosakata dan ekspresi sehari-hari. Learn daily vocabulary and expressions. Dengarkan contoh situasi nyata. Listen to real-life examples. Subscribe sekarang dan nyalakan notifikasi. Let's learn together and have fun.
Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into something really interesting today. It's all about expressing age in Indonesia, actually. Came up because a listener was asking about basic phrases and, well, cultural differences around birthdays.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a great topic. We've got some source material here from an Indonesian language lesson.
Exactly. Gives us the words, the phrases.
And a bit of context for how these chats usually go down. It's more than just vocab. It's, the culture behind it.
Totally. So our mission today really is to get you comfortable with talking about age in Indonesian. Asking, answering, learning the key words, maybe understanding the numbers a bit, but also digging into that cultural side, how birthdays are viewed, which is, well, not always like we might expect.
Right. And that's the hook, isn't it? The idea that birthdays, as we know them, are maybe a bit more recent on the scene for many Indonesians.
Because of other calendars.
Exactly. Older calendar systems were, and sometimes still are, much more central to marking time and, personal milestones.
Okay, let's start with the basics then. We've got this little dialogue snippet, Edie, Booty, and Doey.
Right.
It kicks off with Edie talking to Booty. He says, Mas Budi, Selamat ulang tahun.
Okay, so Selamat ulang tahun, that's your standard happy birthday right there.
And the Mas.
Ah, yeah, Mas before the name, like Mas Budi. It's sort of an informal, friendly brother or just a respectful term for a guy. Shows that connection.
Nice. And Booty just says, Terima kasih, Mas.
Simple, thank you, brother. Or thanks, man, basically.
Then Edie asks the big question. Berapa umurnya?
Literally, how
much is the age?
Yeah.
But yeah, context makes it, how old are you?
Okay, makes sense. And Booty's answer.
He says, Umur saya 27 tahun hari ini.
Let's break that down.
Sure. Umur is age. Saya means I or my.
Right.
27, that's 27.
27, okay.
And tahun is year. Harimuni means today. So my age is 27 years today. Or just I'm 27 today.
So the structure is umur saya 6 tahun. Pretty clear.
Yep. Very straightforward. Then Dewey jumps in. She says, Masih muda, ya, Booty.
Which is like, still young, huh, Booty? Or, you're still young, aren't you, Booty? A bit playful, maybe?
And Booty's response is just, hee.
Yeah, like an or a casual agreement.
And Dewey turns to Edie, Mas Edie berapa umurnya?
Asking Edie his age now. Edie, how old are you? Same structure.
And Edie says, Ya, umur saya sudah 32 tahun.
So, yeah, my age is already 32 years. Or, yeah, I'm already 32.
Ah, the suda there means already.
Exactly. Adds a little emphasis, maybe because he feels he's getting on a bit compared to Booty.
And Booty reacts to that, right?
He does. Playfully, he goes, wow, masuda to it.
Wow is wow.
Yep. So, wow, brother, already old. Just teasing.
And Dewey kind of smooths it over. She says again to Booty, Masih muda, ya, Booty.
Yeah, still young, yes, Booty. Maybe reminding him he just said Booty was young, or maybe just keeping the light tone. It shows a bit of the social dynamic around talking about age.
Okay, cool. Let's zero in on some of that key vocab.
Good idea.
We heard umur for age, tahun for year,
Right. And the lesson highlighted muda young.
and tua for old,
And don't forget wa for wow. Always useful.
and ulang tahun itself.
birthday. Yeah, literally repeat year. Ulang is repeat. Tahun is year. Makes sense.
The lesson gave some other examples too. Anak wayan muda sekali.
Wayan's child is very young. Sekali means very here.
And the crucial Selamat ulang tahun.
Happy birthday. Can't forget that one.
Then there was Saya umur 18 tahun.
Right, I'm 18 years old. Same age structure again. 18 is 18.
And it showed berapa used differently too. Berapa harga ini?
Yeah, how much is this? So berapa is how many for age, but how much for price. Versatile word.
And sudah berapa lama Anda belajar bahasa Indonesia?
How long have you been studying Indonesian language? So berapa lama is how long. Anda is the formal you.
Okay, and just reinforcing tua, opening ini tua.
This person is old. Simple enough.
And one more. Example. Wah enak sekali.
Wow, this is very delicious. Enak means delicious or nice. Good practical phrases there.
So beyond single words, what about general time terms?
Right. We have hari for day.
Okay.
Minggu for week.
Minggu, week, got it.
Bulan for month.
Bulan.
Month.
And as we know, tahun for year.
And putting numbers with them is easy, yeah. Like tiga hari.
Exactly. 3 days, just number plus the time unit.
So lima minggu is 5 weeks.
Yep. Empat bulan, 4 months.
Sepuluh tahun, 10 years.
You got it. Simple combinations.
Which leads us to the numbers themselves. The lesson covered 1 to 100.
Yeah, and we saw 27, 27. It's a pretty standard decimal system.
So the 10s are the key. Like sepuluh is 10.
Right. Then 20, 30,
Yeah.
empat puluh, 40, all the way up.
Lima puluh 50, and enam puluh 60, tujuh puluh 70.
Delapan puluh, 80, sembilan puluh, 90. The tulis suffix means 10, basically.
And 100 is seratus. Seratus. And like with 27, 27, you just combine them, 35.
35.
Perfect. Once you know 1 to 9 and the 10s, you're pretty much set up to 100.
Seems, quite logical.
Yeah.
Easier than some languages.
Definitely. Now this brings us to the really fascinating cultural bit.
The No Birthday Party in Indonesia section
Right.
title. That sounds strong.
It is a bit dramatic, but it's pointing out that, historically the big annual birthday bash wasn't the main event for everyone.
Because of those other calendars you mentioned.
Exactly. Especially for people strongly connected to traditional systems. The lesson mentions the Balinese Opan.
Opan. What's that based on?
It uses the Wuku calendar, which is a 210-day cycle. So your Otan happens roughly every 7 Gregorian months.
Every 7 months? Wow.
Yeah. And for many Balinese, especially traditionally, that Otan day, marking the completion of a cycle, is way more significant spiritually than the solar birthday. It involves specific rituals, offerings. It's tied deep into their worldview.
So it's less about getting older by a year, more about completing a cycle.
Kind of, yeah. It's a different rhythm of marking personal time, very cyclical.
And the lesson also mentioned a Javanese one, Paukan.
The Paukan. That's based on a cycle of 35 days, 5 market days times 7 weekdays.
Every 35 days.
Yeah.
So even more frequent.
Right. And the lesson notes that many Javanese still keep track of their Paukan date. Again, it has its own complex calculations and significance.
So compared to our once-a-year birthday focus, these traditions offer, a very different perspective.
Absolutely. It emphasizes a more continuous connection to time cycles, maybe, rather than just an annual marker. Birthdays are definitely celebrated now, of course, with global influence.
Sure, yeah.
But these older systems show that deep down, the cultural understanding of time and milestones can be really diverse across Indonesia. It's not monolithic.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How the calendar we use shapes how we even perceive growing older or marking our lives.
Totally. An annual count versus these more frequent cycles. It must foster a different feeling about personal history and rhythm.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Key takeaways for everyone listening.
Well, you've definitely got the basics now for asking age, berapa umurnya.
And answering umur saya number tahun.
You've picked up keywords like mudah, young, tua, old, ulang tahun, birthday.
Got a handle on numbers up to 100, which is pretty useful.
And I think crucially, you've got that glimpse into the cultural side. Birthdays are there, yes, but not always the main story.
Right. Remembering the Balinese otan and the Japanese polkan gives a much richer picture. These aren't just quaint traditions, they reflect different ways of understanding time itself.
Exactly. It highlights how culture really shapes these fundamental experiences.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. How did these different frameworks, these different calendars, actually change how we feel about milestones, about time passing?
Yeah, what might we gain or even lose by focusing so heavily on just one system, like the annual birthday, over these other cyclical ways of marking life?
Definitely something to ponder. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.